Alrighty, everybody, Peter Gilmore here for this late night video right here on the Peter Gilmore YouTube Wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Gilmore. Thank you all for watching. And as always, make sure you like this video, hit that subscribe button down below on this channel and all my other channels down below. And friend me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. And that's all I got to say about that. Alright, on this late Wednesday night, May the 20th, 2020, or if you're watching from somewhere else, May the 21st, 2020, it is time for your late night AEW Dynamite review for May the 20th, 2020 from Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. The go-home show before this Saturday's Double or Nothing mega event from Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida, this Saturday on pay-per-view. And Rose is not going to watch it. Unless she wants to watch it on the Fight Network. Which we don't have.
Because you're cheap.
It is cheap.
Because you're cheap.
I'm not cheap.
Cheapo.
You're a cheapo. Screw you. Alright, so, not going to be any chat tonight. I'm just going to go straight into the review. I got other things to do. And Rose has got her things to do. So I'm going to get this done and out of the way. So that's all I got to say about that. Ow. Give me a drink, woman, please.
What do you want?
All right. We start the show off with highlights from last week where we saw Cody Rhodes and Lance Archer get into it. A big, humongous brawl to start the show. And to end the show, we had the Elite, well, actually the Inner Circle, beat the living crap out of everybody. Out of Jericho and they beat the crap out of Jericho and Kenny Omega in that street fight. And that was that. They're on the football field, and then they announced they're gonna have a stadium stampede match inside the stadium, well, on the 50-yard line, and then it's gonna probably go throughout the entire stadium, probably end up in the bleachers or something. Who knows? So we get that, and then we go to the arena in Jacksonville, Florida, with Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, or Schiavone, and Excalibur, and we see them. And then we go to the back, we see a limo pull up, and who should be in the limo? The President of the United States, Donald Trump. No. It's Jericho and the Inner Circle. They come out. Well, Jake Hager comes out first, and then Jericho, and then Sammy Guevara and Santana Ortiz. And Jericho tells them to shut their ass. So the interview, I forgot the name of the guy, he comes up to them and asks them what are they doing here. And basically Jericho is like mocking him and stuff and doing heel things. And Sammy Guevara is saying that he's going to beat Matt Hardy later on. And that's basically going to beat the Elite up. And then they mess with the interviewer some more. And then I think it was Ortiz takes the piece of jewelry from the interviewer and says, "I'm going to pawn this." So they're doing their heel stuff. So it was what it was, and that's all I got to say about that. So all in all, I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. So the Inner Circle already for the Elite, and we'll see what happens at near the end of the show. And that's that. All right, then we find out that we're going to get Rey Fenix and Orange Cassidy, among other things, and other matches on the show. Marco Stunt and MJF. We got Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara, and more to come regarding Double or Nothing. Got a couple more matches announced, some stipulations announced. So we got that, and we'll see what happens with that. All right, then we start off with our first match of the night. We had the Dark Order's minion number 10. No, it's not him. Not Shawn Spears, because we all know he is the perfect 10. But it's not him. It's Preston Vance, otherwise known as 10, taking on the AEW World Heavyweight Champion, Jon Moxley. So the Dark Order come out. We have Brody Lee, Preston Vance, otherwise known as 10. We had a couple of other minions, and then the Beaver Boys come out. And then Brody Lee cuts a promo. He has the AEW World Title over his shoulder. And he wants to take a minute of our time. And he wants to address us like face to face, his eyes to our eyes. That's kind of creepy, but it is what it is. He then wishes the crowd would be quiet. There was a crowd? I didn't even notice. But, I guess he meant the wrestlers in the crowd and blah, 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 at ringside. He says, be quiet, adults are speaking. Then he tells 10 to take a knee. So 10 takes a knee, but in really bad posture, so Brody Lee has to correct him. Then it says there may be a disconnect between us because he's a powerful and supreme athlete in the prime of his career, at the top of his game, and he can't relate to us at home. But we are wrong. He sweats, he puts his pants on the same way, and he assures us he cannot walk on water. He's not God. He's a man who has come into possession with a very, very special piece, which is the AEW title. And the difference with the Dark Order of then and now is that he operates at a higher level, an elite level, and they are lions of AEW, and results speak for themselves. And come this Saturday, he must win, not only to satisfy his hunger or desire, but to pay off the loyalty and love of his followers. Then he tells 10 that he is now a high knight of the Dark Order. I don't know how you get that, but okay. Then he tells him to go hurt Moxley for me. "10, kill him for me." Reminds me of Final Fantasy 10. I mean 9, I should say, but it is what it is. So we'll see what happens with that. Looks like 10's gonna get the old squash match treatment. So we get that, and then Jon Moxley comes out from the parking lot, though we didn't see his car. Probably somewhere in the back. So we get to the match, and the match didn't last that long. Basically, Moxley was beating the guy up for a while with some, head and arm suplexes, and beating him up. And then 10 makes a comeback, gets some moves in with a high kick to the face. Sends John to the apron, then to the outside with a kick. Then he sends him into the barricade, and he drops him on his back with a back suplex on the apron. Then he sends him to the apron head first, and then into the ring. And he ducks a clothesline, goes behind, hits a ripcord neck breaker or a face crusher, whatever, ace crusher. That's what he hit, and a kick to the face. Covers for a 1 count. He starts ground and pounding for a little bit. Gets an elbow drop. Moxley kicks out at 1 again. And then an elbow in the corner. John comes back with a chop. And then another one. He hits the ropes. And then we get a spine buster from 10. So, Preston Vance did add a little bit of offense in this match. But in the end, Moxley with a head drop that basically knocked 10 out. He grabs him by the head, sets him up, and he hits a power driver. Almost like a Gotch style power driver, circa 1982. Then he looks around for Brody. He can't find him. You know, he's like, "Where's your special boy? Where's your special boy?" Stuff like that. Then he picks him up. Boom! Paradigm shift. 1, 2, 3. Jon Moxley picks up the win. Match I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's what it was. You know, quick and easy for Jon. And that was that. Afterwards, Moxley heads out to the outside, grabs a couple of chairs, throws them in the ring. One hits 10 right in the face. Then he tries to Pillmanize the arm, and then he steps on the chair. Then he grabs a mic, saying he doesn't know if there is an attempt to seize a power or takeover of some sort, and he's not going to chase Brody Lee around all night. Instead, he's going to give him 10 seconds to come out and correct his mistake, or he's going to break 10's arm. So he starts mocking 10, like, oh! Then he starts the countdown. And then we see Brody Lee and the rest of the Dark Order on the Titantron, or the AEW Tron, whatever you want to call it. Tells Moxley to listen up. He has not called the shots, and now Jon has made his bed. And on Saturday, Lee's going to put him into that bed. If he wants the belt back, he only had to ask. Now it's just the two of them on Saturday. He means business, and Jon made it personal. And at a time like this, we all have to make sacrifices. So for tonight, I'm leaving. So he leaves with the rest of the Dark Order, which leaves Jon Moxley in the ring with 10. So basically, after that, he's like, well, time to break this guy's arm. Smashes the chair over the guy's arm, breaks his arm. Poor Preston Vance. Thanks for coming. And Moxley leaves the ring, staring down a bunch of people at ringside. And that was that. So, yeah, Moxley's ready for war on Saturday with Brody Lee for the AEW World title. It's probably going to end in a clusterfuck. I think the Dark Order are going to somehow get involved, maybe cause a disqualification. But I think even with the interference, I think Moxley will retain the title anyway, because I think they're going to set him up for a showdown with MJF later on in the year, probably by All In 3. But we'll see what happens with that. Then we move on. So all that, I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's that. All right, then we go to match number 2. We had that little runt, Marco Stunt, Mr. 12-year-old, taking on a big boy named MJF, Maxwell Jacob Freeman, with Wardlow at ringside. This match was all right. You know, I was like thinking that this is Marco Stunt's funeral. So, and basically MJF beat the living Jesus out of this guy. We had JR give condolences to Shad Gaspard and his family on the untimely death. I'd like to give my condolences to Shad and his family from me and Rosa. You know, we send our prayers to the Gaspard family, and it's a shame that a tragedy like this had to happen. And that's all. I guess I'll do a video maybe tomorrow or Friday with my tribute to Shad Gaspard on the Metal God channel. So check that out. So anyway, Stunt goes for a body slam. MJF beats him up, hits a body slam with his own. Then he starts posing. Then Marco tries to fight back from below, but MJF lifts him up, lifts him in a bear hug. And then Marco tried to get out of it, but to no avail. And he keeps trying to get out. MJF drops him. Stunt hits the ropes, hops over, tries for a sunset flip. MJF's like, no, fuck you. And tosses him, grabs him by his neck, and flips him over with a belly-to-belly suplex. And then MJF does the Flair strut. Woo! And then hits a snapmare and pulls the arm back behind his leg. He makes Stunt hit himself. That makes him pick his nose. Oh, God. That's nasty. Then Marco with a kick. And then another kick to the shin. Gets the ropes. Huge clothesline. Turns him 360. Yeah, basically Marco got no offense in this match. Uh, and then Wardlow came in, the choke stunt up a little bit. And then he grabs Marco, spins stunt a bit before letting him go to fly, and sets him up on the corner hits a chop, and he wants commentary to say this is Jungle Boy's future. And Marco fights back, sends MJF off the apron, flips into a head scissors into the corner, drop kick and a drop kick, then another one, and he goes for a third. MJF swats him away like a bug. Goes for a back suplex. Marco lands on his feet. Goes for a sunset flip, but no pin. Look like MJF got his shoulders up. And then he hits a Shining Wizard to the face. MJF then chases him, stunt holds the ropes for MJF to go to the outside. Stunt goes for a dive, but MJF holds the apron. Marco is still too fast for MJF. Gets the eyes. He sends MJF into the ring steps. But Marco hits the ropes, dives, but MJF with a hard right hand. Then he locks the head, double underhook shoulder breaker. Then he hits Salt of the Earth and picks up the win. He locks in Salt of the Earth. Marco tapped out. So, that's what it was. Match was alright. I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. But Marco got a little offense in, a little run, had some fight. So, but MJF was just too much, and that was that. And we're gonna move on from there. So I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then afterwards, he tells Marco that everyone is really proud of him, lasting longer than anyone thought they would. He wants to give him a present, maybe a kiss from one of his rats. Yeah, that's disgusting. But then he remembers that no one would ever touch his lips. Since he's so salt of the earth, though, Marco can kiss the ring. And then MJF hits a right hand to the head of Marco. Then out comes Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, the rest of Jurassic Express. Luchasaurus gets in the face of Wardlow as him and MJF leave the ring. And everybody's yelling at each other. And that's that. So, let's see what happens with that. Looks like we might get a Luchasaurus Wardlow match in the future, maybe next week, on the aftermath of Double or Nothing, but we'll see what happens. Or maybe at Double or Nothing. I haven't heard anything yet, but we'll see. And we move on from there. All right, then we see from video from last week where Cody tried to basically kill everybody with his truck as he was coming into the arena. So we saw that. And then we see our good buddy Jake Rabbits coming in, and he's ready to mess with our minds. So we're going to get Jake Roberts and Arn Anderson in a face-to-face later on. Well, coming up soon, so we get that. So we go to commercial, we come back. Tony Schiavone's in the ring with Arn Anderson and Jake Roberts. They're seated across from each other. Jake speaks first, saying Cody will have to come face-to-face with the truth, and the truth is that Lance is a mean SOB that's going to rip his damn heart out. And that's that. Arn then says he almost believed Jake, almost. 2 guys sitting here for him. It's kind of surreal. This is on everybody's wish list. Dream match, Jake and Arn. It could have happened back in the 80s, but it didn't happen. He's got to have serious goosebumps. There are 2 guys who, if he said a pissant can pull a freight train. People will believe us. He feels evil permeating here. They used to fear Jake, the snake in the bag. He realized back then that the snake is just a distraction. What they all needed to worry about was his eyes, the heart, that evil. Jake says he's been to hell and back, so one more trip with Arn wouldn't be so bad. Arn's like, can you repeat that? And then Jake's like, anytime, any place, just like Lance Archer. So yeah, we might get that, but it is what it is. And Owen says, as much as I'd love to, I demand some decorum. Part of what he wants to cover is that Iron Mike is coming out of retirement. He has spoken to Tony to present the champion. Owen has some words, though, that Tyson will have free reign. He can do anything he wants. He's going to do anything he wants. He's going to bite somebody's ear off. Or kiss some babies. I don't know. Or he bang Brandy. I don't know. The guy's psychotic. And Owen is answer to share the floor with him. He's got a question for Jake. Is he going to toss that stupid snake on Mike Tyson? Jake says whatever he throws at Tyson would take Arn down. He promised Lance that he gets first shot at Tyson. And Jake says that he can knock him out for fun. I doubt that. He calls Brandy a bimbo. Says he'd love to bump into her again. I bet he would. Arn says Cody looked him in the eye and said he doesn't want to win the championship to get a nice table, a pay raise, admiration. He has to win because he's not just Dusty Rhodes' son, not just Dustin's brother. He's one of the leaders, has turned this business on its head, and has made it the product that it is. His leadership is recognized because he earned it. He says that he has a little bit more info. Otherwise, he'd hop over this table and attack. Wonders if everyone knows that Jake is doing DDP yoga. Everybody knows that. Because he wants Jake to be real limber when he spine busters Jake's ass and slams his head where the sun don't shine. Yikes. So they're about to go. It looks like they're about to go at it, and then a bunch of refs come out to stop it, and we go to commercial. So pretty intense little promo. I gave it 3.25 out of 5 stars. Just weird to see 2 60-some-odd-year-old guys wanting to fight. It's just, hey, Sonny, you took my cane. You took my daughter. You son of a bitch. Stuff like that. So it would have been nice to see maybe kind of fight. Like, let them go at it. Let them go at it. Orange can't fight really anyway because of his neck and his hand problems. All the years of him fighting. Jake's fucking, he's getting better with the DDP yoga. He's been sober for a while, but it would have been nice to see maybe a shoving match. That would have been nice. But we can get that. So that's that. So like I said, 3.25 out of 5 stars. Kind of really brought more intensity and furthered the storyline between Cody and Lance. And we're going to see what happens on Saturday in the TNT Championship match for the title and see what Mike Tyson will do. Will he attack Cody? Will he attack Jake? Will he attack the referee? Will he attack Lance Archer? Will he attack the snake and eat it? I don't know. We'll see what happens. That's that. All right, then we see Pac. We haven't seen in weeks, and he's laughing and he's not laughing, and then he's laughing again. Then he's not laughing so he kind of has like a split personality. Like he's Jekyll, he's Hyde, kind of sick. So I don't know what that's gonna lead to, or if it's anything. I don't know, because we haven't seen him in a while. We haven't seen Death Triangle in a while. With this fucking virus, we haven't seen a lot of people. And that's that. All right, after that, we get Orange Cassidy and best friends come out. Chucky T and Trent Beretta, they come out. Orange has his thumbs up. Phoenix tries for a cheap shot, but Cassidy dodges it, enters the ring and moves his shirt and glasses, then puts on his elbow pad, and he's ready to kick Ray Phoenix's ass. So we get to match number 3, and this was a pretty fun match. So starts off with Phoenix missing a right hand, a sweep, and then another one. Orange with the pocket, with his hands in his pocket, dive to the outside. He gets sent into the corner, dodges, hops up for a missed kick, and then he ducks. He misses a headbutt, catches a leg, trips Phoenix, all with his hands in his pockets. I don't know how he does it. Sends Phoenix to the corner. Phoenix flies off. Orange kicks him off and kips up like he's an orange, an OG, orange squeeze G, whatever you want to call it. Hits the ropes and hits a bunch of moves into a pin. Goes for a crucifix pin, but Phoenix gets out of two. Phoenix hits the ropes. Orange rolls, and Phoenix stomps the back of his head. Ow. Phoenix sets up for a powerbomb. Lifts him on his shoulders, bounces him off the ropes, but we get a destroyer from Orange Cassidy and a very near fall out of that. Phoenix is on the apron. It's a high kick to Orange Cassidy's head. He hops on the ropes and over them, drops a leg to the neck, gets another near fall out of that. And then knocks in an armbar, pulls back on both with the leg, and really starts wrenching on that neck. Then he continues to ground and pound with some elbows, then a knee to the back, and then Orange Cassidy turns into it. Phoenix sends him into the corner, boot to the neck, sending Orange out of the ring to the outside. And we go to break. We come back. Ray Phoenix, he leaves the ring, chops Orange against the ring post. Ow. Throws him to the adjacent ring post. He goes for a chop, but Orange ducked it, and Phoenix hits the ring post. Ow. And they go. Phoenix gets him back in the ring. He goes to the ramp, enters the ring, slaps Orange a few times, then a kick to the head. They're just basically messing with Orange Cassidy for a while. Then he hits a couple moves and a baseball slide right into the cameraman. He sends Orange Cassidy into the cameraman. That looked really sick. Then he sends him into the ring. More chops. He starts arguing with the referee. It looks like Orange Cassidy's ready to get up or pulp up, if you whatever you want to say. Hulk up, brother. Then Phoenix hits another kick to the face. Was beating him up. Orange comes back with a flurry of chops, hits the ropes, hits a super orange punch, and hits a suicide dive. Sends him to the outside. Phoenix goes back in. He hops the top rope, flies with a crossbody. He flips out of a hold into a tornado DDT for a near fall. Goes to the apron, and he's hurt. His back is hurting him. Goes to the top rope. Phoenix runs with an uppercut. Locks the head, grabs the arm. Orange fights out of it. Flips Phoenix to the mat. Dives off the rope with a diving DDT for another near fall. He grabs Phoenix by the head and leg. Sends Phoenix to the apron. He goes for a right. It's blocked. Orange sends his head to the turnbuckle. Stands on the second rope. He hesitates. Phoenix takes advantage with a double underhook. Orange with the hands in his pockets. It's a headbutt. Phoenix flips over to a sunset bomb and for a near fall. Then he go in the corner. Phoenix with a splash and then a chop. Sets him up for the muscle buster. He goes for it and he's about to drop him on his neck, but Orange hits a roll up for a near fall. Then Phoenix goes for a high kick to the face. It's missed. Phoenix hops over. Orange drops him on his head for a very near fall. And then Kip Sabian comes out with a ladder, because he's part of the casino ladder match with Ray Phoenix and Orange Cassidy and a bunch of other people. He heads to the top of the ladder, sets it up on the ramp, and he wants to watch. This distracts Orange Cassidy. And Ray Phoenix hits a low blow to the nuts. Rolls through, hits the diamond cutter, bang! And gets the 1, 2, 3. So this was a fun match. I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. Little hype going into the casino ladder match where you have to get the chip to win and you get an AEW world title shot, which isn't bad. It had 9 people and a mystery. Well, it's really 8 people and a mystery opponent that we don't know who it is yet. We're going to find out on Saturday. A lot of people saying it might be EC3. I wouldn't be surprised if it is EC3, but who knows who it's going to be. And that match was probably going to steal the show, but we'll see. So like I said, it's going to be Ray Phoenix gets the win, and the match I gave 3.5 out of 5 stars. Afterwards, SCU come out. They tip Sabian off the ladder. Then Jimmy Havoc comes in to attack SCU. They all wrestle on the outside until Phoenix sees them all and decides to fly with a jump to the outside, drops everybody on the outside. And Phoenix looked like he hurt himself. Then out of nowhere, Colt Cabana, who sucks dick, hits an Acai moonsault. And then the best friends come out and they help launch Orange Cassidy to the outside. And Orange stands tall in the middle of the ring with his buddies. And that's that. And he thumbs up. That's that. So that was a whole bunch of chaos. So hyping up the casino ladder match. It was pretty good. So like I said, 3.5 out of 5 stars for that. And the aftermath, the same thing. That's that. All right, then we get to match number 4. Chris Statlander and Hikaru Shida taking on Dr. Britt Baker, baby! And the AEW Women's World Champion, the Native Beast, Nyla Rose. Before the match, Hikaru Shida goes on the attack on Nyla and her kendo stick. Chris takes over and sends Nyla to the ground. Then her and Hikaru Shida send Britt Baker into the ropes. Baker holds on and rolls to the outside. She's not going to have any of that. Shida goes after Nyla, and we get the opening bell. And the match was it was okay. It wasn't great. Let me just check my time. It's okay. It's also what Kurishida and they faces hitting a suplex on Nia, but Nia's like, I'm not having that. Chris is the legal woman and jockeys Nyla on the ropes. She hits the ropes. Nyla sets her down like she's nothing and just starts beating up on Chris. And she sends Chris to the outside. Nyla with a body slam and a leg drop. And she starts going to work, and she wants to tag in Britt. Britt's not interested. I'm not having that. Blah, blah, blah. Drops down to the mat. Nyla with a sidewalk slam to the splash off the ropes for a near fall. So Nyla's going to work on everybody. She locks in a modified Dragon Sleeper. Then really beating up Chris Statlander. Chris turns it around into a move because it's suplex for her troubles. Nyla covers for a near fall. Goes to attack Britt, but she tries to talk herself out of it until Nyla chokes her. It's like, you get in the ring now! So Britt Baker gets in and starts kicking away at Chris. But Chris gets out. She gets the hot tag to Hikaru Shida, who comes in and starts beating everybody up. And she sends Britt into Nia, knees to the corner to Britt. And she's on the outside. She's holding her back a little bit, so maybe a back injury. Who knows? She runs and hits to hanging the head of Britt. Then she kicks Nyla in the face for fun. Then we go back in the ring. She's in control. She hits an underhook release suplex. She didn't rise, and then a final one to the face. She gets the suplex after and covers for a near fall. She sends Britt to the corner, tags into Chris Statlander, who comes in with a kick, a right hand, and Nyla comes in, who splashes goes for a splash, moves out of the. They move out of the way. Nyla smashes Britt. That didn't look good. Then they double team, and they lift Nyla on their shoulders and drive her into Britt in the corner. They cover for a near fall. Chris with a body slam for a near fall. Nyla stops the pin. Drags Britt to the corner, leaves the ring, and gets the tag, then enters and starts beating up on Chris Statlander. She sends Chris to the ropes. Chris turns and gets Nyla on her shoulders. That's a pretty big woman to get on your shoulders. Big test of strength there. She slams Nyla down face first. Tags in Hikaru Shida, who flies off the top rope with a missile drop kick. Then a running knee to the back of the head for a near fall. She goes for a suplex, but Nyla reversed it. some right hands from Kuroshita. Then Nyla comes back. Kuroshita fights back with some punches, hits the ropes. Nyla hits a clothesline. And then gets to tag the Chris Statlander, comes in with a cover as looks like Britt Baker hurt her knee. Oh, that's not good. And then Kuroshita is squashed by Nyla. And she goes for cover for a near fall. Then she picks up her Kuroshita. Boom! Beast bomb. 1, 2, 3. Nyla Rose and Britt Baker get the win. And it was kind of sloppy at times. But still a pretty decent match. I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. We get that. And then afterwards, Nyla grabs a table on the outside, puts it in the ring, as she just laid out. He sets it up, puts Sheeta on it. Nyla heads to the top rope, but then Chris Statlander comes out to stop it. And then her Kuroshita is up. She runs up the corner, knocks the head of Nyla, goes for a superplex, and then she hits it through the table and it explodes. And then Chris runs to the ring to check on her Kuroshita. And, yeah. That's that. I don't know what that meant. Who knows? And that's that. So, it furthers the match between Nyla Rose and Kuroshita, which was later announced as going to be a no disqualification, no count-out match for the AEW Women's World Title. So, I'm thinking Nyla might retain, but I would not be surprised if they give it to Kuroshita this time because she is the number one contender for like the last 10 or 12 weeks. Sheesh. She's unstoppable right now, but I think she's going to run into a brick wall. And I think Nyla Rose is going to win, and that's that. All right, then we go backstage with Alex Marvez, or Max Marvez, whatever the fuck his name is, talking with Jon Moxley. Moxley says in business, sports, and life, everything is a reduction to violence eventually. Gives some examples out of that. It says it only gets worse from here. And on Saturday, it's going to get pretty bad. 280 pounds flipped upside down and dropped on his dome is enough to knock out a Rhino. Isn't Rhino's like 500 pounds? Jesus. He says when Brody wakes up on Saturday, he'll realize he has nothing but a suit and a bunch of dudes and a gimp match to help his bruised ego. So we get that. So, yeah. So Moxley's ready for war on Saturday. We'll see what happens with that. So I gave that segment 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's that. All right. After that, we get Shawn Spears and the Shawn Spears Network. What do you think you are? Chris Steeler now? Stealing his fucking gimmick? Fucking idiot. This was basically he was just it was talking about Dustin Rhodes that Dustin should retire, and he agrees with that. Because of how easy it was for Dustin to swallow pills a few years ago. Okay. Then he talked about not having a match at Double or Nothing and says it's a travesty. And he's like, who do I have to piss off to get a match? Maybe he just needs to go into business for himself. So he challenges Dustin Rhodes. He says the people expect it and demand it, and they have to book and promote it. And if you're looking for Dustin, you could probably find him on display at your nearest museum. Yeah, okay. So later on, we find out that the match is official now. Dustin Rhodes will face off against Shawn Spears at Double or Nothing. Not really looking forward to it. I think Dustin probably will win. But knowing AEW, they'll probably make Shawn Spears win, and Dustin will go into the sunset and be with his kids and all that other good stuff. And just be an agent backstage or something. So we get that. And we move on from there. So, I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. It was all right. Nothing to write home about. All right, after that, we get a recap of Matt Hardy. Broken Matt Hardy! Yes! Wonderful! And he's going buck wild with a golf cart. We saw that from last week with him and Kenny Omega running over Jericho and running over Sammy Guevara. That was fun last week. If you missed it, well, too bad. All right. Then we get to match number 5. Matt Hardy takes on Sammy Guevara. It was all right. The ending was pretty good. It's also a match with a slap to the face. And he starts working on his fingers in the corner. And he looked like he was biting Sammy in the fingers of the face or something like that. He starts beating up on Sammy in the corner. And he sends him to the outside. Matt sends Sammy into the apron face first and then the ring steps. Then he slams his hand on the apron. Then again, squeezes Sammy's face into the ring post and yells at him to open his eyes. Trying to do a little bit of a Seth Rollins there, Matt. Creepy. Pulls him into the ring post after that. Matt rolls to the outside and back out. Matt whips Sammy into a barricade very hard. He sends Sammy to the ring and inside, falls and looks for deletion. Kick to Sammy, twist of fate, but Sammy avoids it, lands on his feet. Then he hits a kick to the back of the head of Matt. And then Sammy starts to go to work on Matt a little bit. Starts mocking Matt. Goes for a diamond cutter, but Matt blocks it and drops a fist to the chest and a cover for a near fall. He goes for the razor's edge, but Sammy head scissors out of it and sends Matt to the outside. Flips over the ropes to the outside to hit Matt and sends him to the barricade back first. Brings him to the ring post the same way that Sammy was getting beat up earlier. Pulls Matt chest first into it, and then squeezes Matt's face into the ring post, screaming at him, then sending a knee to his gut. Sammy sends Matt into the ring, and he gets in via the steps. And then he hits a punt kick to Matt, and it was good. Comes for a near fall. Matt tries to fight back with rights to the gut and the face. Sammy fires back with a drop kick, kips up, goes for a near fall. Still goes to work on Matt. Matt reverses and gets some chops of his own. And then he sends Matt into the ring post chest first. Gets a pin for a near fall. Then he starts kneeing the back of Matt's head. Then a body slam. Then we get a standing moonsault, but Matt rolls out of the way. Then Matt goes to work, bashes Sammy's face into the turnbuckles a couple of times. Then he hits the snake eyes, hits it. Sammy bounces off the ropes. Matt hits the ropes, hits a clothesline, sending Sammy into a 360. Then he hits a side effect for a near fall. Sammy goes, Matt gets the fireman's carry, but Matt drops to his feet. He hits the twist of fate. Sammy rolls to the outside. Matt leaves the ring, grabs Sammy, sends him back into the ring, goes for a near fall. Matt hits the ropes. Sammy hits the ropes as well. Big knee. And then a super kick to Matt. Sammy's up, hits another super kick to the face. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. And Matt kicks out. And then he drags Matt closer to the corner. Goes up top. Dives with a shooting star press, but Matt moved. Then he kicks. And he hits a wicked twist of fate for a very near fall. Matt's like, oh, you can't believe it. And then he starts to remove the boot of Sammy Guevara. Then he starts biting the toes of Sammy Guevara. What? I'm telling you, Matt Hardy's fucking insane in the membrane. Biting ears, like ripping off. He's like Mike Tyson or something. Biting toes now. What's next? Matt Hardy might have COVID-19. Yeah, might have to check that. That's disgusting. Looking sick. Ref has to stop him. Sammy flies out of the corner with a knee to face and cover for a near fall. Goes on the apron. Matt stands springboard into a diamond cutter. Gets the near fall. Sammy goes up to the top rope. Goes for another shooting star, but Matt has the knees up. Inside cradle for a pin for a 2 count. Then Matt hits the twist of fate for the 1, 2, 3. So it was a pretty decent match. He gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Matt Hardy gets the win. That was that. Solid match, but nothing right home about. Afterwards, Matt goes to the outside, grabs a chair. And we see on the AEW Tron, we see Jericho and Jake Hager with Kenny Omega. They're on the football field, and they have Kenny kind of tied up to the goalpost. And they throw water on him. It's like, are you right, Kenny? Are you all right? Come on, Kenny. And Matt goes through the stands, and Jericho hits Omega in the gut with a baseball bat. He's about to tee off and knock Kenny Omega's head right off. But then we see the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. They fly out of the stands. They attack Jake Hager and Santana Ortiz. Hager tries to fight back, but the Bucks are too much. Jericho comes out to help, and they're getting the upper hand. But here comes Matt Hardy to attack them. Ortiz with the bat attacks Matt. Nick flies from the left to attack Jericho. So a big, humongous brawl goes. And they go from the GoPros. The curly-haired, dirty blonde man is running in. We don't know who he is. It's Hangman Adam Page. He's back. Time for some cowboy shit. Yes. Hangman Adam Page is back. And goes straight for Jericho, sending him into the goalpost. And then the Elite are up, and they start beating each other up. Kenny tosses a trash can at the inner circle. And then Hangman yells at him, like, "Go on, get!" Basically telling him to do some more cowboy shit without him. So the Bucks and Omega pose with Matt Hardy as Hangman leaves through the entranceway, whatever way they're coming in. And they're posing, and then we see the Elite on the scoreboard, and we see the Elite on in the end zone, which is pretty nice. I think that's how it's going to be when they do the Stadium Stampede match on Saturday. It's going to be fucking insane. It'll be brutal. Probably might end the night, if not be a precursor to it. I don't know. They might start off with it. It's probably going to be a long-ass match. So that was that. So that ends the show. So I gave the Aftermath 4 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. And that ends AEW Dynamite for this week. So a good go-home show. I think Double or Nothing's going to be a really good show this Saturday night. So I'll do my predictions tomorrow night probably Friday on TKC 169. What is that?
Pizza flavor.
Ew. I don't want to eat that. So on episode 169 of the Gilmore Chronicles, I said 169. So on episode 169, you got your Double or Nothing preview and predictions for the show. And then on Sunday night, on Saturday night, after the pay-per-view, I'll be back with my review of the show, my analysis of the matches, and my overall talk. Hopefully, have a nice chat. We'll see what happens with that after the show. Probably by around this time on Saturday night. So I'll probably be dead tired from work, but we'll see what happens. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. Tomorrow I'll be doing my NXT review. So I'm just going to watch the show. I'll probably watch it tomorrow after work when I get home. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So thank you for watching this video. Have a great rest of your Wednesday night and even better Thursday. And like I said, I'll be back tomorrow night on this channel with my NXT review. And that'll be all she wrote. And then Friday night, we got TGC. We got TGC 169 and your SmackDown review for the week. And then Saturday night, a Double or Nothing. We'll talk about it. And that's that. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Rosa, say goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you. You usually say bye, Rosa. Why don't you say that anymore?
Goodbye.
Okay, goodbye.
Jesus, I'm busy, dude.
Don't call me Jesus. I'm God.
Slap you.
All right, Rosa's going to slap me into next Tuesday, so I better end this video before she kicks my ass.
Next Wednesday.
Uh-huh. Next Wednesday? She's going to kick my ass at the next Wednesday. Take my Universal title, but then I'm going to win it back. And that's all I got to say about that. So thank you for watching. I'm Peter Gilmore. That's Rosa. And we're two wild and crazy people saying good night, so long, farewell. We'll see you tomorrow with our NXT review. And that's it. So we're out. Peace, bitches. You're gonna